Welcome back to the Google AdMob Masterclass. This is Miguel from the AdMob team, and now we have Daniele Cutrone, who's our AdMob monetization specialist, and he spends his days speaking with our top developers, seeing how we can optimize their accounts to get the most revenue while respecting the user interface. Daniele, welcome.
Thank you, Miguel, for having me here.
Excellent. He's going to go step by step and give you tips, best practices, what to do, what not to do. So let's dive right into his presentation.
Thank you. So here at Google, our goal is to make the web work for you, which means help you to reach users effectively at the right moment, make informed decisions through data, and grow your business no matter what platform you decide to conduct business on. That's why I want to start my presentation by showing you all the mobile app solutions that are now available to get you the return that you deserve from your application. We want you to focus on what you are best at, creating functional application and producing high quality and unique content for your application. On our side, we will do our best to help you get discovered through traffic acquisition strategies, distribute your app, engage your users, and monetize your content. Since we acquired AdMob back in 2010, we have invested a lot in the product and on mobile app solutions in general. Today, AdMob has become a powerful platform and the #1 ad network in the market, reaching more than 900 million unique devices each month. In fact, AdMob is now a product that works for either for Android, iOS, Windows Phone operating system. We have more than 1 million advertisers that are directly connected to our publishers or developers base. We have the highest fill rates in the industry, around 90% and very close to 100% for the most mature markets. We have Google's ad serving technology that is now fully integrated with the AdMob platform and the AdMob technology. And we can offer now global robust payment system that are very similar to the payment system and infrastructure that we have in AdSense, for those of you who are already familiar with the AdSense platform. To give you an idea in numbers, the eCPM growth between 2013 and 2014 was of 120% year-on-year. The revenue paid to developers increased by 100% from August 2013 to the very first month of 2014 as a result of our massive investments on the product. To understand your revenue potential, you first need a clear understanding of the metrics that are included in your AdMob interface. Let me quickly walk you through this. CPC on the left-hand side is click-through rate, is cost per click, the amount of money you get paid for each click on an ad. CTR is click-through rate. It's number of clicks divided the number of impressions you get. Impressions on the right-hand side is the number of ads served on your application, while fill rate is the number of ads served divided by the number of ad requests to your app. Ideally, you want a fill rate close to 100%. Anything less means you're leaving money and inventory on the table. So it's really important to look and consider fill rate when deciding which network you want to partner with. Now, the metrics on the left side are mainly controlled by the app network, while the metrics on the right-hand side are controlled by you. CTR can be increased by placing the ad in the most performing placements, while impressions can be increased by increasing your user base and adding more ads, more ad units to your applications. We will see how in few slides. RPM, which is in the middle of the slide, or revenue per mil, is a component of all these four things. It's important to think at RPM when selecting the app network you want to partner with. Just because an app network has a high CPC, that doesn't mean they have a high RPM. So let's make an example here. We have two networks, Network A and Network B. Let's assume that all the other metrics are equal between the two networks. Network A has €2 CPC, but a 10% fee rate. Network B, on the other end, has a €1 CPC, but 100% fee rate. Assuming all other metrics to be equal, you will end up earning more money with Network B, even if Network B has a lower CPC. That's why it's really important to consider RPM. So let's have a look at what are all the ad formats to maximize your RPM, and what are the optimization tips around ad format implementation. So here at AdMob, we have been working hard to create top quality formats based on the needs of our developers. Smart banners are a clear example of this. Smart banners are able to adapt based on the orientation of your screen to show top quality ads on all devices. And here I want to show you a very, very good example of a smart banner implementation on a quite popular app, which is Hill Climb Racing by Fingersoft. Another very popular format that you might have already heard of is the interstitial format. This is a premium format that has been only recently released to all AdMob developers. Back in 2013, this was still in beta, and is now available to all the AdMob developers. These formats represent a full page ad experience and natural transition points, such as a page change, an app launch, or a game level load. Interstitials use a close button that removes the ad from the user's experience. Through this format, you can definitely achieve higher eCPM and higher fill rates. Fill rates for interstitial are around 90% globally right now. So it's definitely a format that you should test and you should implement as soon as you open an AdMob account and as soon as you start monetizing your application inventory. AdMob is also the first network offering TrueView ad formats in the industry. The reason why we are now rolling out this format is because we know that users are highly engaged with video formats. You might have already seen this format on YouTube, but basically with TrueView video ads, advertisers pay only when a user chooses not to skip your in-stream video ads, or they choose to click on your in-search video thumbnail or in-display ads. So advertisers pay for engaged views, not for wasted impressions. That's why this format was also rolled out due to like a big request coming from the advertiser side. And these are a few examples of video ad experience on apps, especially in this specific example on gaming apps. Let's move on to mediation. So AdMob mediation allows you to mediate your ad impression across the mobile ad network of your choice. So all the networks that you want to run on your application can be put into a waterfall, into a hierarchy, and you can mediate your ad impression within them. You don't need to include AdMob in your ad network mix, and there is no cost to use this. Each network is very different, so it's important to manage the fluctuations, the eCPM fluctuations of each network by building up a mediation waterfall. In AdMob mediation, you can enable the Optimize AdMob network feature to bid alongside the other ad networks on a per impression basis. This means that for every ad request, if AdMob network is able to serve an ad at a greater CPM than the other ad networks, then it will. So AdMob network will be dynamically positioned in the mediation stack. In other words, whenever we have some advertising from AdMob that pay more than the top paying, the #1 network in the mediation stack, we will send a request to AdMob. So through mediation, you will be able to prioritize and to order all the ad networks that you choose to use, not on the base of their name or on what they claim to offer, but on the base of the price that they can actually offer to you at each given time during the day. To enable this feature, you can just go at a unit level and hit Edit Mediation, and then check the Optimize AdMob network option above on the right, as you can see from the slide. Another very important feature that you will find in AdMob is the House Ad feature. Now, House Ads are available through the AdMob interface and have always been available for free in the AdMob interface. House Ad campaigns are campaigns that serve ads to your app using your own inventory, and once again, they are free of charge, which is really, really important for you. You can set up House Ad campaigns to promote either your own apps or another advertiser's product through a direct deal. When you create a House Ad campaign, you choose whether the campaign has an impression goal or is eCPM based. This feature is free to use, which means you don't need to pay for placing ads on your own app. And this also means, of course, that you don't get paid either. To go a bit more into detail, during AdMob mediation, impression goal campaigns are always served first. If there are multiple impression goal campaigns, then the ad serving will rotate evenly through the campaigns that you have. After all impression goal campaigns are served, ad requests will be filled by eCPM-based ad sources, including all the other networks that you added to the mediation stack. The eCPM value determines the order of the ad network to serve ads. So you have these two choices here if you want to run those ads: impression goal campaigns, eCPM-based campaigns. And it's really important to understand, together with us, we can definitely help you do that, which solution is best for you. And finally, we have been working on integrating Google Analytics into AdMob. The idea here is that we need to understand our user. We need to understand how our user behave when they launch the app, and at which sessions our users are actually leaving the app. And we need to do this in order to maximize the value that we get from each user that launches our app. We need to understand what the users do in order to maximize the revenue, in order to maximize the return on investment. So let's assume that you have now integrated the SDK, you have implemented smart banners, you have implemented interstitial, you have implemented the analytics integration together with AdMob. The question now is, how do I control the ads that I'm showing to my users? What can I do to avoid that my users see only ads that I don't want them to see in my application, because I want to preserve my application from certain categories for certain types of advertising. So we have developed a very strong filtering technology to give you full control of the advertising on your app. In fact, you can filter out specific URLs, applications, and categories. That is, for example, if you don't want to see a specific category of advertising on your application inventory, you can set up a filter it really takes a few seconds, and exclude, for example, all the ads that belong to the gaming category. This is just an example, but it really gives you an idea on how powerful and useful these filters can be. So that's all from me for the moment. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this session was useful to you, and I'm happy to discuss any question that you might have.
Fantastic overview. Thank you, Daniele.
Thanks, Miguel.
I have a question that we get very often, and I'd like to hear your view. Banners, interstitials, should we use one or the other? What should be the right split between them?
Yeah, well, we always say that they're not mutually exclusive formats, so you can use absolutely both of them. Of course, you're going to use banners, and specifically smart banners, on the screens of your app, on all the screens of your app, ideally, if you want to maximize monetization. While you're going to implement interstitial at those points that we call transaction points. So all those interfaces that come between two different screens, two different interfaces of your application. It is really important to take into consideration user experience when you go and implement a new ad unit. But of course, if you respect the user, if you are in the user's shoes, and if you think like a user, you will be able to implement your ad unit without getting any negative impacts on the user experience side, which is really, really important, and that's what we want you to do.
I could not have said it better. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel.
We hope that this was useful, and that you can go back to your account and look at the opportunities that Daniele hasn't covered. And thank you very much for your time. All the best.
Thank you,
Daniele.